Hello, welcome to this week's How's the Market, Pensacola. I'm actually going to take you back real quick. I'm going to take you back from a year from now. I shot a video when I was leaving San Diego last January. It's interesting how I'm talking about inventory and what we've been begging for and what we're looking at right now. Take a look. So here at San Diego Airport, just wanted to shoot a quick video because I just saw a headline and there were some people talking about it at the conference and I was like, seriously? Seriously? The headline that Zillow put out said the amount of properties that are sold above list price dropped drastically. It's like a scare tactic, right? Where am I at, the food court? Oh yeah. It's like a scare tactic. The amount of people willing to pay more than what you're asking for drops drastically. So the sky must be falling in real estate. Shut up. If you look, because one of the other reports were talking about how listings are going up. There's the amount of listings going up. Inventory has gone up 52%. Well, if we were at 1 month's inventory and inventory goes up 52%, we're only at 3 months. And 3 months is still considered a seller's market. That's what we've been begging for, is some more inventory. So look past some of these scare headlines. Seriously. So inventory is our problem. And we still have a crisis in our area when it comes to inventory. I'm going to explain it to you. It's a year later, but some of the same stories remain. Let's go. I'm a man on a mission. My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there and don't need no permission. I want to help you get to actual truth. Don't you just want the truth? Inventory. It seems almost more important than location lately. Although location obviously is extremely important. Let's look at what we got for this week. I always start to show off for this way for those of you who hadn't seen it yet, so you get a good baseline. If we have between 6 and 7 months worth of inventory, we have what they call a neutral market. Anything greater than 7 months is considered a buyer's market. Anything less than 6 is considered a seller's market. Remember that video I was talking about a year ago? It was like up from 1 to 3. Wait till you see some of this stuff. We're back down in some areas. What the slide doesn't say is less than 3 months is considered a hyper seller's market. Greater than 9, hyper buyer's market. Let's see where we are for this particular week. This is Escambia County and looks like, again, anything under 300,000, we are still looking at a hyper seller's market. What does that mean for the seller? That means that you can price properly. You can push the envelope a little bit. What does that mean for the buyer? That you need to be prepared to offer what market is, or even slightly over. I had a couple of properties that fell in this 150 to 200 range this past week. Both of them came on the market and was off the market within 48 hours. Does that always happen? No. But when you price them right, and by the way, both of these got 99 to 101% of what we were asking for. So that's what makes sense. When someone came in, we had one listed at 190 and they wanted to offer us 160. That is a buyer that does not understand this marketplace. Or that's a buyer's agent who does not understand this marketplace. That's why I do this show. I don't only want to educate the customer, the consumer. I know that there's a lot of realtors that watch this show every week too, so they can get an idea. If it's something brand new on the market comes on at 190, don't come offering 160. Especially if you look in the neighborhood and 190 is not out of the realm. All right. If everything in there, the highest sold ever has been 150 and that sold last month, okay, and then we might need to have a conversation because that listing agent is going way too high. But if that isn't the realm of possibility, don't come offering that. You're just going to get declined. You're just going to make the seller mad, which is exactly what that guy did. Anyways, that particular property went under contract. I'll let you know how it closed or when it closed, but literally it was not even 48 hours and we were under contract. 300 to 500, still a seller's market. So anything under $500,000 in Escambia County is a seller's market. 5 to 550, a buyer's market. Not quite a hyper buyer's market like the 550 to 600 range is. That's actually categorized as a hyper buyer's market. So we do have a neutral market in Escambia County. It's the 650 to 700, but I don't want to skip over the 6 to 650. That's considered a hyper seller's market. Now, why would that be considered a hyper seller's market? We do not have much inventory. Again, inventory. At the 6 to 650, there's literally only 7 properties active. So there's not a whole lot of inventory there. 700 plus hyper buyer's market. You start buying ultra luxury in Escambia County right now as we talk, middle of January 2020. It is a hyper buyer's market. That's Escambia County. Let's go glance at Santa Rosa, see what they got. Inventory crisis. Inventory crisis. It's funny, I was actually uploading all of this show to LinkedIn because someone said that I needed to upload it all to LinkedIn. One of my coaches told me that. So I was in the middle of uploading all the way back from April 1st, which is when we started this show. April 1st, 2019 is when we started. And I was looking at some of the inventory. And you actually can see this. That's another reason I wanted to document this show, so you can see the ebb and flow. All right, we did not have a hyper seller's inventory crisis under $500,000 when I started. We just didn't. But right now, we do. The 150 to 200 has actually dropped. Last week was 0.9. Now it's 0.8. Remember I told you last week, if we don't get some more inventory in Santa Rosa County between 150 and 200, we're going to run out of properties by Valentine's. So we've got to get some new inventory there. There's only 50 active right now, but the appetite is huge, especially with tax refunds starting. The spring buying season in our area, I have noticed for the last decade, starts January 1. This year, I honestly chuckled a little because I think the spring buying season started December 25th. I showed a property Christmas Day, and we got it under contract. Christmas Day. Now, I don't want to get any feedback from, hey, how are you not doing family time Christmas Day? I did. Matter of fact, that day consisted of me getting up early before anybody else did. I got my run in, got all my devotions in, was able to get all the presents under the tree, set, made coffee for everybody, got the kids up, grandkids up, everybody opened gifts. I was right there for that. Helped with the prep work for breakfast, then helped with all the prep work for lunch. Got everything in the oven, and it was about 2 hours to bake everything. My wife's like, I'm going to go grab a shower because we got everybody coming over. I go grab a shower, put makeup on and stuff like that. Well, during that particular time, I went and showed a house. Everybody was off doing it. I mean, my kids were playing with their toys, and the grandbaby was playing with their toys, and my kids are a little older right now, so I don't have that 9 and 10-year-old wanting to ask me something. The grandbaby's only 1.5. I went and showed a house, sold it. The person really wanted to be there Christmas Eve, but something happened medically to one of their grandchildren, so they had to push off and begged me to be able to help. I don't mind helping if I can, but I noticed the week between Christmas and New Year's, I put $1.3 million under contract because I think the spring buying season started Christmas Day. So buyers are out in full force is why I tell that whole story. Buyers are out in full force, and in Santa Rosa County, anything under $500,000 is a hyper seller's market. If you've got anything that you're thinking of liquidating, call me. You can push the envelope a little, and I'll show you how to do that. 500 to 550 is still a seller's market. Not a hyper, but still a seller's. 550 to 600, that's considered a buyer because it says anything greater than 7 months. So that's considered a buyer, but 6 to 650 is the definition of a neutral market. I think there's a little bit of a statistical data error there because I'm seeing original list price of one of these properties at $51,000 or $51 million. Excuse me. I don't think that's the case. I think that meant to be $512,000. That maybe was an extra 5 added or something. But anyways, I think that data is just a little off. But definition is it's straight neutral. 650 to 700. You're still considered a buyer's market, but just barely. Just barely. So you're not going to be able to negotiate a ton. Although if you see the 650 to 700, things are selling for 95 and 96% of ask price. Well, 700,000, you knock five grand off. That's what, or 5% off. That's what, 35 grand. So pay attention to that, sellers. Pay attention to that. Anything over 700,000 is actually a hyper buyer's market. So that's it. That's this week, second week of January 2020. That's where we sit. We have got an inventory crisis. It's funny, I was talking about that a year ago on how Zillow makes up some headlines. I did a podcast on watch the headlines because I had a professor in grad school that used to tell me if you want to mess with anything, just mess with the statistics. If you want to change any data outcome, just mess with the statistics. And say I see headlines happen like that all the time where someone just kind of messes with the statistics and then gives you a solution based off messed off statistics. That's why I do this show. This is raw data. You know every week how things are looking. This is how they're looking right now. As a seller, we need inventory. If you're looking to liquidate anything, call me as soon as you can. I've got 4 or 5 properties coming up in the next week or so. I know there's some other people that are starting to chat with me because of the new year. Call me, send me a message, send me a DM through whatever platform you're watching here, and we'll chat. I'll let you know what we can and can't do. Let me know that you found me through this video. I've got some special things for you there. All right, that's all I got for you. As always, get over to the Facebook page. Get over to the Facebook page. We're doing a lot of stuff over there. I've got a new event coming up soon that you're going to want to be involved in. Facebook.com/Shane Willis, the Realtor. That's this week. Thanks for watching. Have a great one.
I'm a man on a mission.
My mission is to help people break through all the noise out there. And
Don't need no permission.
I want to help you get to actual truth.
On a mission.
Don't you just want the truth?